Italy became a colony in 1890. And many of the famous colonies that are now famous independent states became colonies after Eritrea. Kenya, Uganda, Congo, Nigeria. All of these became colonies after. Eritrea was a senior to this as far as colonization was concerned. Even Ethiopia itself, which was Abyssinia, became Ethiopia, I think, around 1934, when one of the provinces, Kaffa, joined. Kaffa was an independent, an autonomous kingdom within that broad Ethiopia created by the Emperor Menelik. It was only in 1934 or so that it was made to join, that become one of the provinces of Ethiopia. So Ethiopia took its present shape around 1934. And I read somewhere that Ethiopia shifted from Abyssinia in 1945. In 1991, there was an internationally supervised referendum where 99.8% of the population, well, it's there in the record, so I don't think there is any confusion as far as that's concerned, but that takes things to the previous, to other claims that are being bombarded into the heads of younger Ethiopians to the extent that a new crop of Ethiopians are now arising that think Eritrea has always been will always be part and parcel of Ethiopia. Misconceptions. It's a myth. The myth of Solomon and Shoah is a very Solomon and Saba is a nice story. I like that story. It's cute. It's a king, a wise king, and a beautiful queen. Wisdom and beauty cohabiting in Jerusalem 3,000 years ago. I mean, that's a myth, and the Ethiopians are entitled to their myth. Every nation worth its name has a myth. Myth. If we don't have a starting point, then you create myths. Let them create them. They are entitled to it. But when that myth comes to dominate another narrative, that's not part of that myth at all. Then that's the problem starts. The Ethiopians had controlled the narrative for a very, very long time until the Eritrean situation arose. And Eritrea started to fight with its own narrative against a narrative that was suppressing it. The myth of the control of the Red Sea, propagated now by no other than even Abiy himself. After the fall of Aksum, no Abyssinian, no Tigrayan, no power south or north of the Merab River ever controlled that Red Sea region. There is no evidence whatsoever about Ethiopia or Abyssinia or Shoa or Tigray or Gondar ever setting foot as a power in the coastal regions. Read Jonathan Meeran's Red Sea Citizens or Jean Vanessa's Paths to the Nation. There is no evidence whatsoever that happened. If you ask an Ethiopian, we don't ask Ethiopians too many questions, but if we were to ask them what kind of ships they had, I don't think they would come around. There were no ships. There were no Ethiopian ships. There was no Ethiopian navigation. There is no trace of any name of an Ethiopian commander lording it over the Red Sea. Aksum fell because of the Persian Empire controlled the Red Sea. One of the reasons. And then the Turks came. The Turks and the Portuguese started to fight for control over the Red Sea. There was no Ethiopian presence in the Red Sea region to protect what they claim is their long lost access to the sea. No, there is no evidence of that. There should be some ships. There should be some story of some sailors. They never had them. The first time that Ethiopia touched the Red Sea was when Haile Selassie, through the federation, came to Ethiopia, to Massawa.